I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahawashi Bahasham Ha Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule great millstone wow, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure unto the end. Shalom wa abba. So I was going through Leviticus 13, verse 59 is the point, right? But I was going through the chapter 13 of Leviticus, and this is, it says in 59, this is the law of the plague of leprosy in a garment of woolen or linen, either in the wrap or woof or anything of skins, to pronounce it clean or to pronounce it unclean, right? Because you get leprosy in a house, leprosy in clothing, leprosy on skin, whether it was skin that people wore or people's skin itself. And I'm talking about the Israelite people, all right? So when you come up, it talks about the color of the skin, all right? That a man's skin may change, or his hair or his beard color, right? And these are all considered leprosy. See? And this condemns the so-called white man, the red devil, that one, you know, the way they look, it's a sin to look like a so-called Caucasian. So how could this be true, that the Messiah came looking like a so-called white man, the red devil the Bible speaks of, when to look like them is a sin? Now, you got Israelites that look like them, right? And they're going to be changed with us, the ones that believe. I'm talking about the Israelites that look like so-called Caucasians. But the Edomite, that is red, the lacking of melanin, all right, it came down from Cain. That's the mark of Cain. When he murdered his brother, he lost the color of his skin color. He lost his skin color. He lost his melanin. So now he has the red skin because his blood shows forth through his skin. All right, so it says in Leviticus 13, verse 38, if a man also or a woman have in the skin or their flesh bright spots, even white bright spots, which the Edomite is literally so-called white, right? They're really red, but they call themselves white. It says, then the priest shall look, and behold, if the bright spots in the skin of their flesh be darkish white, it is a freckled spot, which Esau freckles with spots that groweth in the skin. He is clean, which Esau is a clean leopard, being he's pretty much covered completely in his leprosy. All right. So this is why he's able to be in the cities, right? And he needs the cities to operate because they're cursed from the earth because of the murdering of their brother. All right. Cain killed Abel, and Esau's trying to murder Jacob. All right. But I mean, you could go through it for yourself, you know. It tells you clearly that what you consider a so-called white person, all right, they're considered a leopard, okay? They're considered a leopard. Leviticus 13, all right, is dealing with leprosy in the skin. Verse 1, and Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying, when a man shall have in the skin of his flesh a rising, a scab or bright spot, and it be in the skin of his flesh like the plague of leprosy, then he shall be brought unto Aaron the priest, or unto one of his sons the priest, And the priest shall look on the plague in the skin of the flesh, and when the hair in the plague is turned white, and the plague in sight be deeper than the skin of his flesh, it is a plague of leprosy. And the priest shall look on him and pronounce him unclean. Let me go to the NLT. It says, the priest will examine the affected area of the skin, and the hair in the affected area has turned white, and the problem appears to be more than skin deep. It is a serious skin disease, and the priest who examines it must pronounce the person ceremonially unclean, which he would lock him in to see if it spreads for 7 days. All right. It says in verse 4, if the bright spot of white in the skin of his flesh and in sight be not deeper than the skin, and the hair thereof be not turned white, then the priest shall shut up him that had the plague 7 days, to see if it spreads. All right. But now I put up some images, all right, of leprosy. I put Leviticus 13, and there you go. All right, that's leprosy. This is what pretty much happened to Cain until he eventually became a so-called white person. All right, but that's leprosy. All right, and there's more, like you'll see these Edomites, and the top of their heads they're all scabby. That's another form of leprosy, right? You see their hands with spots all over their hands. That's a form of leprosy. All right. So the Lord did not come looking like an Edomite, because that is a sin. All right. Let me go to Numbers. No, it's 12. Yep. I'll just get to the point. Which Miriam spoke against Moses. It says in verse 8, with him will I speak. Right here. So it says in Numbers 12, verse 6, and he said, hear now my words, which the Lord spoke Hebrew. The Hebrew Israelites spoke Hebrew. If there be a prophet among you, Yahweh will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. The Lord talked to him face to face. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently. It says like two friends sitting and talking to each other is how Yahweh spoke to Moses, and not in dark speeches, and the similitude of Yahweh shall he behold. Wherefore then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? And the anger of Yahweh was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud, the so-called UFO, so you could understand, the chariot of heaven departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. So the so-called white skin, which they like to call themselves white, which they're really red, all right, is leprous. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, which he's the priest you're supposed to go see when you get leprosy, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, Lay not the sin upon us. See, it's a sin to look like a so-called Caucasian. So the Lord did not come looking like a so-called white man. All right, this is a goddamn lie. It says, we have sinned. It says, wherein we have done foolishly, wherein we have sinned. So pretty much they knew that they sinned because the Lord put that plague upon Miriam speaking against Moses, right? Aaron which Aaron was a man, so he could talk, but the woman was to be in silence, all right? And the Lord put plague on her to punish her for speaking against his prophet Moses. With that, I give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahawashi Bahasham Ha Rakakwadash. Double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule great millstone well, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure unto the end. Wa Abba Baba.